What's up, everybody, and welcome to my Impact Wrestling Bound for Glory review. With a long weekend of shows going on in wrestling, had to get the Bound for Glory, Impact's biggest show of the year, October the 7th, Albany, New York. Where was it? At the Albany Armory, I believe it was called. Honestly, going into this show, I didn't I wouldn't say I had high hopes for it, but I don't know, something about building to it just didn't feel right for some reason. And I kind of found it also odd that this show was on a Friday with a lot of other wrestling shows going on. I would say, well, why not do Saturday until I remembered Extreme Rules was on Saturday. So I said, why didn't they just pick Sunday? Sunday would have been a better day to do that. Because with Friday, if you're watching SmackDown or whatever that 2 hour AEW live thing that's going on, it was a lot of wrestling shows on Friday night. But I did watch Bound for Glory more over than I did with AEW last night, okay? And I gotta say, it was a hell of a show. Now, I do question some booking decisions here and there, what's going on, but they had some pretty great matches on there, okay? So, we kick it off with the pre-show, because I did see it. It was like about 6:30, and it was Brian Myers doing an open challenge for the Digital Media Championship. I don't really care much for this digital media title, to be honest, but Myers is somewhat trying to make it work, even after that little feud with Bhupinder Guhar. The mystery opponent ended up being Dirty Dango, formerly known as Fandango and whatnot. And I gotta say, pretty good match, not bad at all. We were wondering what the surprise was gonna be in general, but Myers, getting the win over him, not surprising after hitting the roster cut and whatnot. The big clothesline and stuff for the win, um, and whatnot. So, like I said, it wasn't much to say from here other than Myers retaining the title on the pre-show. So I don't got much to say about it. But it was nice to see Dango. I don't know what else he's really doing right now in wrestling. I'm sure he's on the Indies and all that, but I can't really say I follow him like that. But good for Myers to get the win. Next, the Impact Wrestling Hall of Fame. Raven was going to be going into the Hall of Fame. I got to say, good for Raven. I don't think Raven gets enough credit in wrestling. I know a lot of people talk about he's a very great mind in wrestling, and that he is. Because he has been from a lot of places, from ECW. I'm sure most everybody knows him for even being in WCW or the WWE and whatnot, and TNA. World champion in Impact. TNA Impact. NWA World champ and whatnot. Just from the fly, it's a lot. The flock, but it's a lot to say about Raven in general. Having Tommy Dreamer induct them is, it's very poetic. Makes sense because Dreamer did come out there and induct them. Fans chanting ECW, and as he did a big speech about Raven. How he's known him for a long time. He's got immense IQ and whatnot. He's been influential in Dreamer's career and talked about the names in ECW or people he's helped their careers from or feuds with CM Punk or have people like Mickie James and whatnot. Telling the fans just to thank Raven and whatnot. Raven did come out. They gave him like a kind of like a glass trophy. The fans cheered him. Raven talked about people know him as a smart ass dick and whatnot, but having ADD and self-destructive, not qualities you want in a pro wrestler. But Raven, talked about a lot of things. He said, "Let me get the booze here, people. Like, makes me feel better." Talked about one of the last guys to go through the territory system. I really think, who did he thank? The grappler Lynn Denton, basically helping him get successful in his career. Talked about storytelling and whatnot. He went on and talked about Paul Heyman was very influential in his career. His feuds in ECW, especially against Dreamer and Sandman. Talked about going to WCW for the money, and talked about self-destructive and whatnot, which he left, but then he got clean and sober. He got to WWE, still miserable, he said, and whatnot. But he got a chance to go see a mental health doctor that got him help and whatnot. Now he's a better person nowadays. Because after WWE he felt lousy, but TNA was his calling and whatnot. And he got like 6 more years out of television. He hated to drive going to Nashville, but he was happy to be in TNA. He's not back and everything, but it feels like what do you call it? Like he's in Hotel California and he can't just leave. And he talked about Tommy Dreamer and talked about we feuded with each other for so many years, but This 20-something year feud is finally coming in tonight. Raven hugged Tommy Dreamer, hit him with the even flow DDT on the stage, and said, "Quote the Raven, nevermore." But good for Raven. Like I said, Raven does not get enough credit in wrestling. Like I said, I know he's known for, especially a lot of his creative ideas and stuff. But it's nice to see him get some recognition and whatnot. And ECW, especially if you watched him in ECW and everything, whatever company you watched him in, it's just nice to see him get some credit. But we actually kicked off the official show with the X Division title on the line. Speedball Mike Bailey. I know he came out with like 2 karate-like instructors and kicking some boards. Going against Frankie Kazarian. Man, talk about a banger. Like I said, when I see all these Speedball matches on Impact, the guy puts out a banger almost every other week on that show. Like, he's one of the best things on that show right now. And I gotta say, this was a hot way to kick off the show, which I didn't even know what was gonna happen. I kind of was expecting Speedball just to go over and whatnot, but apparently not. I kind of thought he was gonna get the win, especially after the Ultimate Weapon and everything, but he tried to go for it again. Cass hit him with like a RKO and whatnot. Even hit him like a big Spanish fly corkscrew and stuff, which looked insane, by the way. Speedball, even trying to get out of it, trying to go for another suplex, and with a big poison rana and whatnot. After that, but Kaz end up getting that crossface chicken wing and end up tapping out Mike Bailey. So I was surprised to see him lose right here. I didn't expect that. I guess Kaz will be sticking around for a minute because now he's like a 5-time X Division champion. I'm not saying he's going to be going on AEW television with the title. I don't really think that. I'm just very surprised that Speedball lost right here. That was just, I didn't expect it. Hell of a match, though. Great opener. Definitely a great opener. It's just something I didn't really expect out here. I just kind of like, okay, there's a lot of near falls, but I did not expect, Speedball to lose right here. So very surprising first match here in the finish. So yeah, Kaz is the new X Division champion. Next, they went to Mickie James versus Mia Yim. This is another Mickie James career-threatening match. Whatever the next match Mickie James loses, she says she will retire. She says she's done. And, going against Mia Yim, which had a video package. Even, I know they showed this on Impact a few weeks ago, but even showing footage of the, Mia Yim having her first match with Mickie James on the Indies and whatnot and stuff. I know they have footage of that. But definitely a good match on this show, too. Apparently, I don't know. I don't know if Mia Yim is done after this with Impact. Apparently, her contract, was done in Impact right now, I think. But I did enjoy this match. I didn't think Mickie James was gonna lose right here. I just kind of I didn't really think she's just gonna lose a Bound for Glory. I kind of figured Mia Yim was taking to the taking the L. I know she even got 1 point because she did hit the eat defeat, but even says, I'm sorry, Mickie, and whatnot. Like she was gonna retire, but Mickie ended up getting like the bottom rope, for the break. I know she ended up hitting Mia Yim's leg because James did focus on that. But next, Mickie James, dodging Mia Yim's like cannonball thing, and Mickie James hit her Mickie DDT for the win. So yeah, Mickie James' career still continues on. I believe this will keep going until she actually gets that title match because she said she's working her way back up to the Knockouts title because she said she would start from the bottom and go all the way back to the top. So right to the top. So I believe this is where it's going to be leading to whoever she faces, whenever she will face the champion, which we'll get into that later on. Next was Vex, or I keep calling him VXT, but Deonna Purrazzo and Chelsea Green. It looked like they almost had like their gear, almost like a wedding thing going on, versus the Death Dolls of Taya Valkyrie and Jessica. Basically the whole story is that, Rosemary does not trust Jessica, it's not Havoc anymore, it's Jessica, and she's sick, and she didn't think she'd be ready to even do this match, for the tag titles, and, she is to blame to why Rosemary and Taya have lost and whatnot. In a way, this match, it wasn't a bad match, it's not as good as the first 2 matches that happened, but, it was okay, I will say that. Did I expect the title change? Kind of, yeah. It wasn't that, so I'm not surprised. This whole Vex thing, it wasn't a bad team or whatnot. But Deanna, they could just get her back in the singles. She'll be okay. She'll be going back for the title. Like they book Deanna Strom all the time. Chelsea Green, honestly, before she was in this tag team, there was gonna be with Matt Cardona and what Myers and Chelsea Green, the Impact. What were they call themselves? Like the Impact Players or something like that. This was before Cardona got hurt and everything. But we're gonna get into Cardona in a few minutes here. Okay, so it was something I didn't. I didn't expect, a lot of people didn't expect him to get hurt because something was going on, but basically plans had to change after that. But going on into the next match, like I said, Death Dolls win the tag titles. Next, the tag team titles are on the line. The Motor City Machine Guns versus the Motor City Machine Guns versus the Kingdom or Honor No More. Matt Taven, Mike Bennett, Maria out there. Hell of a tag team match. Okay? And when you see the Motor City Machine Guns out there, you know you're going to get a great match. Okay? You just know you're going to get a great match. But yeah, like I said, you're going to get a hell of a tag team match when it comes to the Motor City Machine Guns. And this was just a great match. Okay? I like this match. I liked it a lot. Some could say it was a spot fest and everything. But I don't know. This is one of those matches that, hype up the crowd up really well and whatnot. It was a lot of crazy stuff going on in this match, okay? And it was really good. So I did like this tag match a lot. Did I think the Guns were gonna win? Possibly in a way. I don't know. I'm like, what other tag teams are really around right now other than the Motor City Machine Guns and stuff? It did end up with the Kingdom winning because right after Bennett ended up super kicking his own wife after Chris Sabin dodged the super kick. Matt Taven ended up rolling up Chris Sabin for the win. Taven had his foot on the ropes and whatnot, both of them and stuff. So the Kingdom did get away with the tag team titles and stuff. So yeah, they end up still retaining, beating the Motor City Machine Guns as Sabin looked surprised in the ring. But like I said, hell of a tag match. Crowd was definitely into it. Like I said, the Kingdom, the Guns, just two really good tag teams out there. So like I said, this is one of them, I wouldn't say one of my favorite matches tonight, but I put it up in the top though. Okay, once again, another really good match. Next was the Call Your Shot Battle Royale. Now, I've said things about Call Your Shot Battle Royale in the past. I think it was really good last year, especially when they had Moose win it, then, cash in his thing at the end of the night, becoming the world champion. How was it going to play out this year? Okay, so we kicked it off with Eric Young out there as number one. The second person that came out there was Joe Hendry, doing his singing thing and whatnot. I believe in Joe Hendry, whole thing. Right after that was Steve Macklin. Rich Swann was number 4. Right after that, PCO was 5. Savannah Evans was 6. Yeah, by the way, they let men and women into this. So, if you haven't watched it before, they do. 7 was Johnny Swinger. I know they kind of had like almost like a stare down with PCO and Savannah Evans because they're big. 8 was Tasha Steeles. It wasn't that. I gotta say, Macklin's just selling anybody out there like crazy. I do want to say that. 9 was Killer Kelly. I know there's a few going on with Kelly and Tasha Steeles and all that stuff. It ended up with Savannah Evans and Killer Kelly getting eliminated by Tasha Steeles taking both of them out. 10 was Moose. Moose ended up taking out Joe Hendry and PCO. 11 was Sammy Callahan. Goes for Moose and Macklin. Hitting a powerbomb on Macklin, even doing like a, how can I say, like a bow and whatnot. 12 was Taylor Wilde. I haven't seen Taylor Wilde in a pretty good minute. So Taylor Wilde was back out there. Hit a big hurricane run on Rich Swann. I know that. Going for, just attacking anybody. 13 was Giselle Shaw. At one point, and you see now, I don't know where this thing is going with Eric Young, but I guess his cult members or the guys in the yellow raincoats and stuff keep showing up and trying to get in the ring, of security is holding them back and stuff. Which at one point, Diener ended up coming in, helping Eric Young eliminate Sami Callihan after that. 14, Bully Ray was out there. I don't know how many people are happy to see him. Crowd did because of New York, but, a lot of other people, it's going to be an up and down thing. Tasha Steelz got in Bully Ray's face. Bully Ray ended up picking her up with a military press and throwing her outside. 15, Tommy Dreamer. They're cool to see each other. ECW and whatnot. Hitting Moose and Macklin with the Dusty Rhodes punches and stuff. 16, Rhino. So yeah, ECW. Okay, ECW. Tommy Dreamer, Rhino, and Bully Ray putting their fists. Even Johnny Swinger, because remember, Johnny Swinger was in ECW too, folks. He was in ECW for a minute, so he was there. But they all three of them ended up getting rid of Johnny Swinger then. Bhupinder Guhar was coming out next. I think he threw out Tommy Dreamer, or I don't know if I even saw Dreamer get thrown out, but I think he was eliminated from there. Heath was number 18. Him and Rhino were back cool together again and stuff, and they started, just going for anyone. Rhino hitting Macklin with the gore and stuff. Rhino and Heath doing their hug. 19, Bobby Fish, which they immediately when he came out there. By the way, Bobby Fish is from Albany, New York. Bobby Fish was getting CM Punk chants out there. So in a way, your own city don't even kind of care about you at one point, especially if they're chanting CM Punk at Bobby Fish. Okay, so what does that tell you about Fish right now? He's the controversial Bobby Fish. So it just still amazes me that he's in Impact after doing all that talking about going back to the WWE. And they didn't want him, apparently. I guess Triple H didn't want him unless you're going to get all the Undisputed Era. And you can't get them because they're hurt right now. But yeah, Bobby Fish just landed at Impact. So it's crazy. But I just think it's funny that they chanted CM Punk at him after that. 20, the last person was Matt Cardona. Matt Cardona was back. I know Moose said, took out Rhino. Macklin ended up taking out both Heath and Moose then after that. Cardona going after Bully Ray. I know they've had something going on in NWA. I don't know what's going on over there right now, but they do. Bully Ray and Taylor Wilde ended up doing the what's up thing. And then Taylor Wilde just jumped into Bully Ray and then kissed him. And then they did, the whole, 1, 2, 3, get the tables. Table. So they did that. Cardona ended up eliminating both Giselle Shaw and Taylor Wilde then. Bhupinder ended up taking out Cardona after that. Eric Young eliminated Bhupinder then. So the final 5 people were Bobby Fish, Bully Ray, Rich Swann, Eric Young, and Steve Macklin. So everybody's signing off to Bully Ray first because he's the big guy. Young ended up getting eliminated by Rich Swann after that. So it was 4 left. Macklin ended up taking out Rich Swann in. So he was gone. Fish ended up getting thrown out by Bully Ray and stuff. So the last 2 people was Bully Ray and Steve Macklin. 1-on-1 for the Call Your Shot trophy. Turned into a 1-on-1 match. Didn't really go that long. And I know a lot of people are going to say, fuck this show after this. And I know some people that did. Because Bully Ray ended up winning, hitting his Bully Bomb. And now he has to Call Your Shot. So a guy that does, yes, he was world champion in his company before. Yes, he did work here. But why is he getting a title shot for a guy that has not been in his company for God knows how long? I don't even think he's under contract right now. I thought Steve Macklin was going to win that. I'm like, okay, they could have given that to Steve Macklin. I'm like, all right, he's got a title shot in. But they give it to Bully Ray. I'm sure people are going to be wondering, where were guys like Ace Austin at? Where were guys like Chris Bay at? Why weren't they in the match? I'm sure it's more people on the roster than I can name those 2, because I feel like those 2 really need something. Where was Trey Miguel at? Where was Laredo Kid? Where were those guys? Because, we got a lot of people in the X division, too. So, where's Black Taurus? Where's Crazy Steve? Where's it's more people, but I know I'm naming some X division guys too. But where were those guys? Why didn't we see them? Where's Kenny King? Kenny King, what was he doing all night? He's here later in the show, but where was Kenny King? They couldn't have him booked into this too. He could have been in this battle royale. You know, they could have put him in there. I know there's a lot of returns they put in, but you know they could have put him. Shit, I'm surprised Raven didn't even come out. You know, got all the ECW guys out there. You might as well throw him out there too. So I felt like several people we could have seen in this match that I wondered where were they, but they gave it to Bully Ray. The whole battle royale, it had its moments. There was a lot of stories going on and stuff, and ECW guys and all that. But how many people, and I ask anyone this question, how many of y'all really want to see Bully Ray versus Josh Alexander for the world title? Really think about that. Really think about that, okay? Um, come on. Like, where is this going to go? Because, like, I don't know if I really want to see this. Like, they could have gave that to anybody out there. Like, I would have been cool with Steve Macklin winning it. Like, I would have been cool with that. Or someone else, but Bully Ray, nah, I'm not feeling it. I'm surprised that it happened, but no, I'm just not feeling that, okay? But moving on from that, Eddie Edwards was in the back. I know Alicia came in there and his kids were there. He said he's going to win the title tonight. I think one of Eddie's kids asked, what happens if you don't win? And Alicia said that won't happen. And whatnot as they left. Next, the Knockouts title was on the line. Masha Slamovich had like some new music out there, I know that. Going against Jordan Grace for the Knockouts title. I'm already seeing. I've seen people call Jordan Grace Scott Steiner before. Now I'm seeing someone saying more of Nicole Bass. I keep hearing. So yeah. But she is jacked to the gills though. This match though, once again, great match. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. I knew it was going to be something big. More methodical out there, so it wasn't as fast and whatnot. But, a lot of selling. I will say that because, some of these matches have been a bit of spot fest here and there tonight. But, and whatnot. But, man, this was something I did not expect right here, though. And I mean the finish. Great match. Hell of a match out there. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. And honestly, I kind of thought Masha Slamovich was going to get the win, especially after hitting the snowplow. But, Jordan Grace's foot was under the ropes. Masha tried to go for another one, even get to the top rope to do a snowplow. But Jordan Grace ended up reversing it, hitting her with a big Grace driver from the top rope for the win. I think fans were pretty surprised to see that Masha lost, especially that this whole undefeated streak thing is over now. I thought they were just like, they had Masha on a roll. She's been beating everybody for over a few months now and whatnot. So I'm like, okay, she's going to win the title here. But no, apparently not. They're still going with Jordan Grace as the champion right now. I think they're still. I'm not saying they're still rebuilding Jordan Grace because I thought it was random that she had won the title back at Slammiversary because it's not like she was really doing anything else before that. But they've been booking her pretty well as the champion and whatnot. And I gotta say, hell of a match out there. Hell of a match with Jordan Grace and Masha Slamovich. I'm assuming now that Jordan Grace will be facing Mickie James pretty soon. With the whole career and title thing going on. That's what I think is going to happen, or unless they do something else with Masha after this. I don't know. But I kind of did expect Masha Slamovich to kind of get the win right here. But yeah, Jordan Grace still getting the win. So that was pretty surprising. But right after that match, we did get to the main event, which was Josh Alexander versus Eddie Edwards for the world title. I don't know more came out with him, but they ended up going to the back. Very good match. Very good match. I'll say that. And whatnot. I did like this. More technical out there. I will say this. They put on a really good match. I think the problem was I don't think people really believed Eddie Edwards was ever going to win to begin with. It's not like I wasn't mad at Eddie being the number one contender. It's just like the problem with when him as the number one contender is that Honor No More was taking so many L's and kind of make it look like dopes, especially getting beat up by Heath all the time. It made it kind of hard to believe that Honor No More can win anything, or even Eddie Edwards winning the title, because they just taking so many losses more than they taking wins and stuff. Eddie would get wins, but they still be duped by Eddie. They still be duped by Heath in some sort of way. Overall, like I said, this is a very good match. Pretty brutal out there too. Okay, Eddie hitting a damn diehard flosion on onto the wooden floor onto Josh. That looked pretty brutal. Even trying to get Josh back in the ring was pretty crazy. I know Josh ended up hitting like the big Alabama slam into the it's like the turnbuckle looked pretty brutal. Him hitting a German suplex onto the hardest part of the mat by ringside, on the apron, and then hitting like two more German suplexes, one to the floor and then one to the ramp. That looked pretty brutal. And whatnot. Tried to go for the C4, but Eddie got him with the Blue Thunder Bomb, and all after that, still did not work. Because Eddie ended up tried to go for him again, with the Boston Knee Party, but Josh caught him, hit him with a Styles Clash, which that was pretty crazy. But he transitioned into an ankle lock, so I'm doing a little bit of an AJ Styles, Kurt Angle thing going on out there. But yeah, he went for that. And whatnot. But Eddie was able to get out of it. Josh started kind of no selling out the suplex and everything. Next thing the I don't know more had started to come out there then, and Josh knocks Taven him down. The ref is down. Kenny King hits him with a low blow, but security gets rid of I don't know more. Eddie, went for the Boston Knee Party again, but it did not work and whatnot. After that, and Eddie tried to, go for the top rope, but Josh took him down. Josh had jumped into Eddie, and Eddie ended up kneeing Josh in his face, which I guess he broke the man's whole fucking nose out there because he bled like crazy, and he was just bleeding, okay? Bleeding heavily from his nose. Next thing you know, they start doing chops. So that was kind of funny. The crowd was telling Eddie, take your shirt off, take your shirt off. But they kept doing, chops. I'm like, why are they trying to take his shirt off for? But Josh started to fire up then, hitting Eddie with a big forearm and stuff. Eddie tried to, get with a roll up, but it did not work. He got Josh with a clothesline, but Josh came back with another big discus forearm, hit the C4 spike, and won the match. So Josh Alexander did win right here, so he is still the world champion. Damn near 30 minutes, both of these guys went to war. I'll give them that. I don't know more than immediately came out there, start beating up Josh, Rich Swann, and he tried to come for the save, but it did not work. They put a table in the ring. Bully Ray came out there with his Call Your Shot trophy, so you think he's going to cash it in right now. And, commentators act like, oh, he's friends with Arnold Moore since they were in the same crew, company together. But, they let Bully, go ahead and whatnot. But Bully Ray handed, the trophy to the ref and, took his hat off as Josh looked up at him, and they were gonna, I guess go for the match. But Josh and Bully ended up taking out Honor No More in and throwing him from the ring. Bully Ray had the title, and like he was gonna hit Josh with it, but he had the belt, and so you need to step your game up if you're gonna step to me. I came back because I want to face the best and whatnot. The only thing that was weird also at the end, also you saw when they were having the stare down. They go to the the outro graphic, but then for some reason the feed comes back, and then they have Mike Bennett going through a table then by Bully and Josh. Like, what the hell was that about? And then the feed is glitching, and the feed was all messed up. So it was kind of weird how they ended the show. Like I said, the match was really good. Definitely a great match. They both went to war. It's just like I said before. I didn't think Eddie was gonna win. I think it was a little bit overbooked in the end, though. Arnold Moore coming out was one thing, but I think even after it, with Arnold Moore attacking Josh and everything, and Bully Ray just coming out there for the save, which, like I said, I guess he's gonna be facing Bully Ray next for the title. I don't really want to see that match. I don't know how many people really do want to see that show. It'll probably be on a Plus show. I don't think it'll be on Hard to Kill when their next pay-per-view happens. But I just don't want to see this match in general. This is overall a great match, though. As for the overall show, great show out there. Okay. I enjoyed this show a lot. I think they had some really great matches. I think the crowd was definitely into it. I do question some of the booking decisions here and there. Like I said, I thought the main event, great match between Josh and Eddie. I did like the Jordan Grace and Masha. Definitely, that's another great match you got to put on the list. The Guns versus the Kingdom was really good. I enjoyed that match. Speedball and Cass put on a banger out there. The Knockouts tag titles were kind of stuck in a rock and a hard place, but it was okay. Mickie James and Mia Yim was a very good match also. the call your shot battle royale thing, you can take however you want to take it. It had its moments out, out there, but I just don't know why they went with Bully Ray winning this whole thing. I'm surprised Kaz even won the X Division title here tonight, and whatnot. Even Jordan Grace retaining. Overall, I think we only had like what 2 title changes on this show for Bound for Glory, so it was a overall, overall pretty great show, I thought. I just think going into it, I didn't like, it's like I was looking forward to the show, but it's like I wasn't looking forward to it at the same time. It's like I want to see it, but I don't like, is it really gonna be good? Cause I didn't think the build was really going good into, Bound for Glory. I really didn't. But I think they exceeded expectations right here of how the show went. So I overall enjoyed it. Okay, I liked it a lot. So I think this is a pay per view that everybody should go check out right now if you have not watched it. Watch it, okay? Bound for Glory, definitely great show. Especially some of the matches I just named. Go check that show out. You won't be wasting your time watching it, okay? So yeah, definitely one of, like I said, better Bound for Glories and whatnot. Not saying Bound for Glory has been bad in the past few years or anything, but this was a definite good one. All right, definitely good one that I recommend going back to watch. Overall, comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter at HoodieNight890. Like I said, it's a lot of reviews going on this weekend. Extreme Rules will be tomorrow and whatnot, so we'll see how that goes. So yeah, but like I said, I'm out of here. See you guys later. Peace out. We'll be back tomorrow for Extreme Rules. So out. Done from here.